Let's go to church. It's Saturday night, and with nothing else to do, I thought I'd go to church called Under the Bridge. Have you heard about Under the Bridge Church? It's in Greensboro, and it meets literally under a bridge on Spring Garden Street. It's raining tonight, so I cover up my recording equipment with my poncho and walk quickly underneath the bridge. It's dark, it's raining, it's a downtown street, not the kind of place I'd normally be on a Saturday night for church, and of course, I'm late. The bridge is huge. Underneath, it's lighted a bit, probably by portable electric generators. I wonder whose generators these are and who paid for the gasoline to run them. Normally, under a bridge is not the place you want to be, but this church has been here for years, and there's been a little modification under the bridge. The church has added gravel instead of the normal nasty dirt you find under a bridge. I've heard stories of churches who have had a split over the color of the carpet. I imagine nothing like that has happened here. A lot of Shady Grovers have served here, literally served meals, some non-perishable food, hygiene items, handed out blankets and clothes, and prayed with some of the attenders under the bridge. The attenders tend to be those in need. That's why Under the Bridge was started, to meet some of the basic needs of people who might be hungry, cold, or worse yet, spiritually broken in downtown Greensboro. Under the Bridge's website says, this church is for the poor, the homeless, the passers-by, and college students. And none of these folks, as I look around, look like college students. They come individually in pairs and sometimes what appears to be entire families, hundreds of people, and everything is free. The night I was there, members of Shady Grove's praise team provided live music, and Pastor Chris preached the message. Even though I'm arriving late, it's amazing what I see. Volunteers are cleaning up, stacking chairs, putting away the serving trays. They look like an army that's been deployed and now moving on to another camp. They're like worker bees, like they know instinctively what to do. Not much standing around and talking. They're working. Scores of attenders were leaving under the bridge carrying leftover food, full stomachs, and hopefully peace with God. Some of them were carrying free roll-up mats. I guess tonight they have nowhere to sleep. We typically call them homeless. But tonight, at least they have something soft to lie on, even though it might be in a shelter or an alley or a sidewalk or under a bridge. It made me thankful for my memory foam mattress that Jill and I have, along with our home for shelter. Thank you, God. I found Pastor Chris standing and looking at the site. He seemed energized by the experience.
Yeah, so we talked about forgiveness a little bit. We talked about the idea that so many times anger consumes who we are and what we do, but forgiveness is a virtue we can achieve and we can go after. And what forgiveness does, it helps heal that pain and that hurt that anger can cause. And so I challenge them to pursue forgiveness and let God's grace and joy and peace fill that void, that anger and revenge and hate. I think it's so easy when we are in frustrated points or frustrated areas to allow that hurt, or we blame the hurt to define us.
So what was the feeling you got while you preached? Sometimes you feel good about it, sometimes you feel bad about it, sometimes you don't know how to feel.
No, I feel good about it. I really did. I feel it's a most unique environment I've ever been part of, but I feel good. I'm used to people not listening to me. I'm a youth pastor. My teenagers never listen to me. So that's new, but I felt good. I felt there's a few people engaged and excited about. I was going to say, everybody should experience this. It's so much fun. Yeah. If anything else, it's just like, be with people who aren't like you, but like don't really expect anything out of you. They're just chilling. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's a cool place. Normally, I wouldn't hang out under a bridge on a Saturday night, but you come here and you're hanging out with God's people.
Yeah, yeah. And this is probably the closest to what it feels like Jesus would have done. Yeah. Like just chilling on a Saturday night with a bunch of people that aren't like him. So I love it.
Have you seen very many Shady Grove people around?
Yeah, this is my second time in 2 weeks, and so probably combined, we probably had 20 people out here serving, so it's super cool.
Why do you think it's important for Shady Grove people to get out and do something like this? I mean, they could come do this, they could do other things, but why is it important to get out?
Because I think sometimes we can hit this ceiling in our relationship with Jesus, and part of it is because our cup is only so big, and so if we just consume all the time, we're never pouring out our cup. So when we serve, we get a chance to pour out our cup, and sometimes even get a bigger cup that God will fill up with more grace and more peace and more experience for us. And so if you feel like you've hit this wall and you're like, God, I don't feel like I'm hearing from you, it's a chance to pour out your cup and get something new from God. If we never pour out our cup, we can never get anything new.
I'm thinking, wait a minute. Pastor Chris has Saturdays off. It's not even a normal work day for him. Oh, yeah. Everyone here is a volunteer, even the professional pastors. Most of the time when one of our pastors preaches at another church, the church is kind enough to pay them $25 or $50 or something. But Pastor Chris has no check for his work tonight, but he received something money can't buy. Tonight he's pleased the Lord. He's made an investment not in his IRA, but in eternity. He'd be embarrassed at what I'm thinking. Maybe he won't listen to this, but he probably will. Sorry, Pastor Chris. Pastor Chris's wife, Angela, has just finished singing. She's here too, part of the praise team. I wonder who's watching their boys. Safe bet it would be another Shady Grover, maybe Chris's parents, or could be someone else, who gave up a Saturday night ultimately to serve the hungry and homeless, the have-nots, at Under the Bridge. They're just serving off-site. Here's a familiar face, Joey Simcox from Shady Grove. He's on the praise team there. You've seen him on stage. He's a veteran here at Under the Bridge. It's familiar territory to him.
Yeah. You serve quite a bit at church. You spend a lot of time doing things for church. How is that different? How has that service affected your life? What does service do for a Christian?
Oh man, I think it creates some humbleness that we all need, and you get out there and not everything's all rosy, not everything's just the perfect thing going on, and you get out and see the needs in the community, and it's just, I've always had a desire to serve. I just enjoy doing it because I get blessed by doing it. Not that I'm looking for anything in return, but it's a blessing, and God's always took care of me and blessed me, and I just enjoy doing it. It's a blessing for sure, yeah.
Standing not far from Joey is his wife, Eva. She's smiling, and I'm thinking her heart must be full after what has happened here tonight and the opportunity she has to serve under this bridge.
My employer has an organization called Volunteers in Action, and we do different things out in the community, and we try to do things that relate to what we do as a company, and that's around agriculture and feeding the world. And so this is, I believe, our third or fourth year that we have provided a meal for Under the Bridge Ministry.
A business sponsored this event tonight. They paid for the food, expecting nothing in return, and especially no advertisement, so I'll keep the secret about what company it is. It's not a religious organization either. But tonight, perhaps without knowing it, the company has been the hands and feet of Christ too. I guess. Who runs this place? Somebody's got to organize all of this. His name is Mike Murray. That would be a great name for a TV news anchor, maybe a weatherman. I like the alliteration. Mike Murray.
Who is that?
Who? The guy talking?
Yeah, is that Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Mike
Murray. All right.
But this guy's not into the bright lights or using his announcer voice. He's been here for years, organizing and serving under the bridge.
I'm Dan Loggins. I go to Shady Grove. I know your folks. Tell me what's going on here, Mike.
Oh, what's going on? We just out to praise the Lord. We've been doing this for 8 years. We just celebrated our eighth year anniversary, and we've been here every Saturday night for 8 years now.
You're a pastor?
No,
You're a, let's see, some kind of spiritual guru?
no, I'm just a follower.
You're just an ordinary guy? An ordinary guy can do this?
Oh yeah. Long story short, we started as a ministry out of Faith Wesleyan Church to do another worship service in the church, and God put us on this path here and changed our whole direction.
How many meals do you suppose you've served since this ministry has been going?
We serve roughly 250 a week. So we're probably up in 30,000 or so. When we first started out, we just started taking plates out and going camp to camp and just giving them out on the street. God told us it was time to start a worship service for them because people had been asking, do you take them to church? Do you do this? And the feelings that we were having or getting from the folks that we were serving was just like you and me. They felt uncomfortable. They felt like, smoke, drugs, alcohol, whatever. So we decided it was time to start a church for them. And as we were looking around, we came under the bridge one night leaving, going somewhere else, and somebody said, how about right here? And that's how we started.
And you're here every Saturday night?
Every Saturday. We get here at 5:15 to convert the parking lot into church, and we start serving at 6, and we're usually out by 7:30.
Thank you so much. And your parents, Paul and Gloria, say hello to them.
Hey, Mom and Dad.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
In case you didn't recognize the name Murray, he's the son of Shady Grove's own Paul and Gloria Murray. They've been attending Shady Grove. They were there when I came. I'm wondering how many parents would be proud of their adult son who hangs out under a bridge in a large city every Saturday night. The answer is Paul and Gloria Murray. I'm still talking, and then this happens. It's a familiar sound to us at Shady Grove. It's a familiar sound to the Colfax community. It's the train going by. Here in Greensboro, it's the 8:15. Kind of makes it feel like church, just like at Shady Grove. It's probably time to leave now. Trains are not kind to podcast and radio news reporters.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
If you've never been to Under the Bridge, you should go. Normally, I don't recommend anyone go under a bridge anywhere, anytime, especially a Saturday night in a downtown of a large city. But this is different. Expect an experience that will impact your life. You'll see a lot of believers serving, being the hands and feet of Jesus. Just don't be late. From Under the Bridge, for Shady Grove Radio, I'm Dan Loggins.